This is a finished structural frame on the edge of Plume's downtown, and right now it's just sitting there as an empty shell. So in this video, I'm going to go through my design process and build a fully furnished interior for the bottom floors, main tower, and the penthouse. The first thing I needed to look at before designing the interior is where the sun is rising and setting, as this will tell me where to put each space relative to the sun. This city is set in the northern hemisphere, so the sun will rise in the east and set in the west. This means that the bedrooms should be pushed towards the east side of the building, so you get plenty of sun in the morning. This also means in the afternoon there will be less light, meaning the bedrooms will be cooler, making it easier to sleep. Now, it won't be possible to have all the apartments follow this rule unless I make the apartments larger, which will make them a little bit more expensive than I'd like for the area. So the east-facing apartment values will be higher than the west-facing apartments. Now, let's get to designing the main tower's apartments. And let's go through the first design choices I made. My first idea was to split it up evenly into 4 sections like this. A very simple approach, which doesn't work because no matter where I put the bedroom, placing a bathroom will cause an extremely cramped space for the living room and kitchen, which is normally meant to be a very open space. The second design I tried looked a little more promising, but it was awkward with lining up the walls to the exterior pillars. So I decided to scrap that idea and make this design, where I would split the space into 3 sections, which worked a lot better. I ended up filling the space with carpet, and to summarize the key, the blue spaces were bedrooms, white spaces were bathrooms, and gray spaces were kitchens. In the end, I flipped the design, allowing 2 apartments to get more sun instead of 1, as the sun arched across the south side of the map. This decreased the value of the 2-bedroom apartment, hopefully making those with a family be more easily able to afford an apartment. The next interior designs I worked on were the bottom floor's floor plans. I ended up using a design where there would be more space for mechanical equipment, instead of needing a lot of space on the ground floor. I was also able to fit 4 larger apartments on this floor, with 2 2-bedroom apartments and 2 3-bedroom apartments. But something you will notice is a column going through this apartment right here. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to avoid this while keeping the budget to a minimum. But thankfully, it actually made a pretty cool looking apartment later on. The next thing I worked on was the furnishing. And this was so much fun to make. I went for a modern looking apartment, using tones of black, gray, brown, and white with a splash of greenery throughout the apartment. And don't mind the bathroom with a window, just assume it's tinted glass. The kitchen space on the eastmost apartment was perfect, along with the bedroom, and let me explain why. Because the sun is on the southeast, the bedroom will get plenty of light in the morning to midday, meaning when you wake up from 6 to 12 a.m., you will have a nice warm bedroom with lots of light to assist you in your wake. The next thing is the kitchen. In the morning, it will be nice and warm, getting lots of light, so when you wake up and walk into the kitchen, it will be very cozy. And the final thing is the living room. Because of the wall and pillar for the bedroom, there will only be glare on the TV from sunrise to 8 a.m. And you can always just pull down your blinds to stop glare on the screen. If I were to choose a place to live in this building, it would be any of these east-facing apartments. The apartment next to it is the exact same, just with a different heating system because of the sun. And the larger apartment had a little extra space for closets and laundry, so this building will have a laundromat on the bottom floor for those extra smaller apartments. The bottom floors, and I apologize for the glitches in the replay, I wasn't able to fix that. The bottom floors took me a long time, mainly because of the volume and space, and also because I changed the floor plan slightly. I made a hallway behind the kitchen, so the kitchen would be closer to the entrance, and moved one of the bedrooms, replacing it with a living room, to separate the open space a little more. The other apartments were made pretty much exactly to their floor plan, except for this kitchen, which was pushed out a bit, making the room behind it easier to work with. The final part of this building is the penthouse, which I split in half. One penthouse faced the city, and one penthouse faced the suburbs. Both of the bedrooms followed the sun rules I stated earlier, getting lots of sun in the morning and less in the afternoon, and both will have amazing views with plenty of open space. Now that we have the final floor plans and interiors done, let's take a look around. The first apartment I want to show you is the one with the pillar on the 4th floor, and I chose the 4th floor because of this setback, which allows for skylights. The pillar kind of nicely separates the kitchen and dining room, and the skylights above look really good, especially from the kitchen. If you move over to the other side of the building, the space feels very open, with a lot of light coming in from the windows and skylights. You also have this nice hallway behind the kitchen for the 2 bedrooms, and a separate hallway for the master bedroom and laundry room. If you move up to the main tower apartments, we will see that one perfect east-facing apartment. As soon as you walk in, you are greeted with a beautiful open space, with that kitchen receiving a bunch of light and nice warmth from the morning sun. If we move to the bedroom, you can also see that light hitting the bed right at your face, helping you wake up with a little bit of... Now the last thing I want to look at is the penthouse, where you have this beautiful open space, with that bedroom getting a lot of morning sun to help you wake up and stay warm. You also get this beautiful walk-in closet for all your terrible designer bags. Now, other than the roof plan, ground floor, and facade, this building is done. Okay, that sounded a little better in my head. But the main thing I want you to take away from this video, which I worked on the most when building this, is room placement related to the sun. Make sure your bedrooms are nice and warm in the morning and cool in the evening. Make sure those kitchens and main spaces are warm in the morning for your residents' comfort. And make sure those bathrooms stay away from those non-tinted windows. And that is all from me. If you want to see more from me, check out the videos in front of you, and have a lovely day. Goodbye.